All right, good Monday morning. Today is Monday, and we're just going to do a quick walkthrough of how to find stuff at Notary Nerds University. There are a lot of moving parts and pieces happening right now, so it's kind of challenging finding out where to get stuff. So today, we're just going to hop through it and skip through it, and Miss Barbara, she's going to be my interviewee because she was the one that called and had the question on where she wanted to make sure, like a lot of you guys, you want to make sure that you're not missing anything. And what I get stressed out about is if y'all are stressed out, right? And some of y'all are so focused on trying to make sure you don't fall behind and make sure you don't miss out on anything, that when you can't find the link or you can't get into the Zoom or whatever the case may be, it just gives you even more anxiety. And then you've got the piece where I sometimes don't have the right Zoom links and they're in the wrong place. And it's just, and then there's this big whole stress ball. So we don't want that. We don't want that. So today what we're doing is we're walking through the university so that you'll know, we'll have a plan A, a plan, and a plan B. So everyone that's a subscriber to receive emails from Notary Nerds University will get an email with the Zoom link for the thing. Right? When will you get that email? If it's a class, we try to get that out 24 hours before. If it's impromptu, you're just going to get it whenever I send it. If it's something that's free, it's going to be very sporadic. And there's a logic behind that because the free things mean anybody and everybody can get to it. So we want to make sure we don't want hackers coming in and doing crazy stuff to our Zoom meeting while we're in it. So I'm very strategic about being very sporadic about publishing the free Zoom links. And what are those? Those are the Wednesday night meet and greets, and those are the Saturday morning book clubs. When are you going to get those? You don't know. Nobody knows. It's a mystery, right? But where can you go to find those things? If you're subscribed, one will be in your email. And if it's free, it will be in the events section of the Notary Nerds Facebook group. So I'm going to hop over to the Notary Nerds section of the Facebook group because I want to show that real quick. I have it pulled up. Okay, yeah, here we go. All right, so let me reshare my screen for you guys. Let me get that changed over. All right, so here's the events section of the Facebook group, okay? And this is where you'll find, the different events that are happening. So this is the one that's happening right now. So all you do is while you're in the Notary Nerds Facebook group is you just go to search for events or pull up events. Let me actually go here and see if I can take you back from the beginning. Let's go to Notary Nerds. Okay, so once you're at Notary Nerds in the Facebook group, if you want to know where that events tab is, it's right there at the top, right up underneath the header. So click on events. And then you'll be able to scroll down and see all of the events, right? So that's the place where you're going to find the Zoom links for the free stuff. Now let's go back over to Notary Nerds University and start figuring out, well, where's everything at here, all right? So say you're interested in the Certified Notary Real Estate Assistant curriculum and you're looking for Module 1. You're ready to get started. Well, you're going to come down after you've logged in to your library up here at the top, right? You're going to have your products. One of your products will be the Certified Notary Real Estate Assistant training. So you're just going to click on View Product, and there's Module 1, right? So that's how you find and navigate for that particular training. Now, let's just say you wanted to get your Notary 101, 102, and 103 checklist done. Like you're kind of starting as a new notary. You want to take the very entry-level classes just so you can get all your bases covered. Well, you need to go back to your library and you need to go to NNU curriculum. And here is where you're going to be able to navigate the entire Notary Nerds curriculum. My recommendation, I put these in the order that they are for a reason. My recommendation is to start with the 5 steps to a flawless notarization. Go through that training, which will include you watching a video replay and completing an assessment, right? And then once you've done that, I will go to Notary Basics because that is the that's a class that Sebastian Lopez taught. He definitely has a teacher's heart and he definitely has a heart for new notaries that need to know everything. Where do I get my stuff? He goes over places that you can order your stamps from. So these are the things that you would want to do if you're brand spanking new, right? But if you're not brand spanking new, you don't want to go through and watch all these videos. Instead, you still need to go through them and complete them, but you need to go straight to the assessment. Okay. So in case of the 5 steps to a flawless notarization, you want to just go ahead and hit the assessment and get it out of the way. Here's why. Because even though you're a veteran at this and you don't want to spend the time with this, I still need your score here. Because if I don't have a score for you here, then that means if something pops off big time and I'm looking for people who I can rely upon that know what they need to know, I have a metric in place by which to tell that hiring party, this person has successfully completed 68 hours of continuing education. So while this stuff may bore you veterans, I get it. Don't watch the videos, but at least do the assessment, and you should be able to knock out an assessment every 5 minutes. Okay, if you're that cold in the game, you should be able to get through these assessments without any problem, right? So new person, start at the top, watch the video, do the training. Do the assessment. If you've been doing this already and you're already out making money as a notary and you know the difference between an acknowledgement and jurat and your credible witness and the subscribing witness and you've done loan signings and you're just honey, everything. You don't need to sit and watch all these videos, okay? The only thing you need to do is hit the assessment and keep it moving, right? You can take the assessments as many times as you want. You don't have to worry about, it locking you out after so many attempts or anything like that. So, but these classes are ordered in the order that they are for a reason. Now, moving on down, Notary Basics. Notary Basics is the class we just talked about, but for Notary Business 101, 102, and 103, if you're a newbie, that's about 3 hours worth of training. It's probably a little over 3 hours worth of training because each one of those sessions I did an hour long, right? So veterans, you don't need to sit and watch all that stuff. Only thing you need to do is go to Notary Business 101, come on down to the downloads, which are right here, 2 downloads, bam. Get that checklist, pull it up. And once it comes up, run down it real quick. Do you have everything? Boom, 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 boom. Print it off, sign it, date it, put it to the side. That's what a veteran is going to do. That's what somebody who's already moving and shaking is going to do. Why? Why do I need this? Because in the off chance that some of this, something wild happens and Quicken gets wind of complete signings and says, hey, you got that notary nerds group. How many notaries can you get me? This is where I'm going. I'm not taking anybody's word for what they say they can do. I'm going based on what you say you did. Verifying, trusting, but verifying. And so a part of the Notary Nerds University process, there's these things like these checklists that you've got to print off and upload, because what you're going to do is you're getting ready to attest to its validity at the end of the process. And I'll show you that. All right, so let's go back. That way now I don't have to worry about, have you done this or have you done that? You as a notary public are going to make that attestation, and all I'm going to do is have the documentation already on file, and it's a win-win. So it's one of those things, you're just kind of doing this stuff just in case. You don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, right? But I do know that I'm not going to stop trying to build this business. And a part of building this business is to unplug that steady stream of cash flow, even if I've got to create that cash flow in the form of the certified notary real estate assistant. And I'll talk about some earning opportunities there after we get done with this. All right, so you guys get my drift. Just go step by step by step. So the next one down, how to create a business model. Okay, this was an awesome class taught by Rachel. There's an assessment there. I recommend everybody take it new or old or young or whatever, because there's some nuggets there that's going to help you. But you walk through this thing, right? But you walk through it at your pace. There's no timeline. Now, I will put timelines out there as incentives, but you're not going to get kicked off the boat if you don't meet them. Those are just done for those. I got some real go-getters in the group. I got some folks that are trying to get to it, and they need guidance and structure and, incentives in order to be able to strive for certain things. So case in point, the attorney marketing funnel boot camp we just had. In order to get access to that, the people who had completed all of this were invited. They completed every single one of these things. Did they watch all those videos? No. Some of them just took the assessments and that was it, because they'd already watched the video previously, right? This is not a place to try to bog you down with a whole bunch of unnecessary activity, right? Everything is for a reason. And the order that it's in is also for a reason. After you've done your Notary Business 101 and Basics class, we go straight into which model are you going to pick, because that's important. And then you need to determine your pricing. You need to do all that and get your Google My Business set up, as well as an entrepreneurial mindset shift, right? Before you get out there and start marketing heavily, before you get down to the creating a marketing funnel. And you need all that social media stuff developed before you start creating a marketing funnel. So there's a rhythm to the chaos, if you will. But the main point I want you guys to understand is that this is self-paced, right? You are not required to get things done by a certain time, but I will put motivational carrots out there for you. The next one is in January, and that's for those who still want to get into the Attorney Marketing Funnel Bootcamp, right? If you've got everything done by January, meaning you've hit complete, let me show you guys what I mean. You've got to actually hit this right here. Even if you watch the video, you need to click on complete lesson. And that thing needs to say lesson completed, or else it's not going to count. So basically you need to go back up through here. If you haven't done so already, starting from the top, and make sure every last one of those says lesson completed. Okay. Whether you watch the video or not, click lesson completed. Then once you've done all of that, you're basically going to be able to come on over and join the Attorney Marketing Funnel Bootcamp, which is a $497 value, but you're going to get to do it for free if you do that. I don't even really want to sell the Marketing Funnel Bootcamp, but if I sold it, and I do have a link for it, it would be $497, because it took me May, June, July, August to figure out how to even use ClickFunnels, much less build a funnel to share with you, because that's what you're getting. You're getting all that time I spent and all those videos I watched with Russell Brunson and everybody else that's teaching you how to do a ClickFunnel. I watched all those videos and saved you a whole bunch of time, right? So if I'm going to give you my ClickFunnel, I'm going to charge you $497 for it, unless you're a member at Notary University and you're showing me that you're doing the work. That's what those timelines, that's the only time timelines come into this. Outside of that, you are to work at your own pace, right? Okay, so where do you find the stuff that I upload? Well, everything, these are the main, what we call core classes, Common Core, and then you declare a major, and you declare you're going to do loan signings traditional, which means you're driving back and forth to do those, or you're going to do loan signings run. The only reason you're declaring a major, and the link for doing that is included in here, right? It's actually up at the, I'll show you where that is. But the only reason you're declaring a major is so that you can get focused, so that you can stop. That's not for me, okay? I provide the link and I provide the button for you to select, but that's all for you. I don't care. I don't really even look at it, okay? It doesn't make me no, never mind. Only thing I look at is if you declare that major, I just want to make sure I see those assessments within that major completed before I give you access to that free incentive. If you said that you were going to do loan signings traditional, and I go in and I see that you haven't completed the seller signings assessment, well, guess what? When time comes for me to unlock the Attorney Marketing Funnel for you, I'm just going to skip you right on over, because you said you wanted to do that and didn't do it. Okay, so Notary Nerds University is a structured curriculum. It is designed to get you from wherever your business may be it a very brand new business or an existing business that needs to go to the next level. Wherever you are, I'm trying to help you get there, and it's going to take you some time, and it's up to you how much time that takes. Okay. Does anybody have any questions while at this point before I go on? Miss Barbara, is this helping?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay, so let's keep moving. So let's say you declared your major, and if you declared the loan signing major of Ron, you'll notice the refi signings class is the same, the VA refi class is the same, the seller signing class is the same. The only difference with these two majors is Aretha's making money with Ron class, right? So if you're declaring either of the loan signing signings as your major, you're basically taking the same set of classes, except for in the Ron, you add a class. So if it were me, if my state were Ron approved, I would just declare Ron as my major.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I would do is I would declare a major based on what I already got receipts in. And what do I mean by that? If I have never done a Ron loan signing, I might not do Ron loan signing as my major, because why? Here down at the bottom, I'm gonna have to do what I call a signing verification jurat. Now, what that jurat is, let me get it so you can see it. After all of that assessments and doing the classes and whatever the case may be, you're gonna download this form. And you're gonna say, I, so-and-so and such, being of sound mind, do hereby affirm that I have completed blank notarizations within the most recent 90 days, as can be verified with my notarial journal. Of the notarizations that I have completed in the most recent 90 days, a majority have been Circle 1, general notarizations, or notarizations related to loan signings. Subscribed and sworn to or affirmed before me this. So you're gonna have to go get this notarized, right? See, this is what alleviates me as the owner of a signing service from smelling all up and down your back, okay? This document right here, along with the proof that I have in my training platform of your completion of these assessments, because I've got a progress report on each of you guys, right? So if AAG were to call me up and say, I heard about this Notary Nerds group, I heard you got a lot of notaries, I need 100 notaries to do reverse mortgages, and we'll pay y'all whatever it is you're asking. We know they're underpaid right now. I'm coming over here to my network, okay? And that's the other piece, the Notary Nerds network. I'm coming over here and I'm checking to see who's got all this done. Then I'm coming and I'm looking at this affidavit and I'm saying, okay, this person has only had 2 notarizations in the last 90 days, and they were both general notary work. That's okay. That's fine, because guess what a reverse mortgage application is? General notary work. You don't even have to pull out your stamp, okay? So don't fret if you feel like, oh my gosh, my notarization experience affidavit is gonna just show everybody how much I don't know. That's okay. What this does from a liability point of view is it kind of frees me up a little bit, right? I'm not gonna put anybody who in the wrong spot at the wrong time. I would not put somebody with 2 notarizations in a spot where a title company is asking me for experienced Ron notaries. I'm not gonna do that, not to them or to me, right? But this is a part of the Notary Nerd University curriculum. So basically, if you'll follow down through this thing, you're gonna learn a lot, number one. But if you've already got your business together and you're an experienced entrepreneur, you do not need to be sitting watching all these videos, okay? All you need to do is get the work done, hit the assessments. Now, I will say this, some of these things require you to do work for you veterans. So for instance, let's see here. Google My Business, I think requires you to get your Google My Business set up. And here's the thing about Google My Business. I have since changed my direction with them. I'm not putting all my eggs in Google My Business because you need it for general notary work. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to building a business model where everybody's pointing to my Google My Business, no. Because Google My Business is gonna take your page down whenever they get ready. Or somebody can go and complain on your page and then stuff gets messed up and now all of a sudden you're not getting as many calls. So I am no longer trying to worry about Google My Business. I want people pointing directly to me, and that's to my landing pages, my ClickFunnels, which I teach you guys about here. All right, so back to the question, where do I find all this other stuff? Those are the core classes, but what about when you have a book club meeting? What about when you have a meet and greet? What about this meeting that we're having right here? Where can I watch the replay of this? In the electives. In the electives. Come to the elective, except for the meet and greets. I take that back because I got a section going here for the meet and greets. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take all of that back because I haven't yet put the book club meetings into the electives. What I'm gonna do is, you see down here where it says notary meet and greets to the left, look for later on today, look for Notary Nerds Book Club. That'll make it easier for everyone. Instead of putting it inside of the electives, what I'm gonna do is bring it and make it its own thing. So if you want to see a past meet and greet, Notary Meet and Greets is where you're gonna find it in that section. And if you wanna see a past book club, then I'll create a book club section for that. And that way it'll stay easy, right? Now, we have some classes coming up. Now, Tabitha is gonna be teaching business credit, okay? Now that will go into the electives. So since all these core classes have already been established, all of these major classes have already been established, then anything that we do that's extra, right? That's not a meet and greet or it's not a book club, we're gonna throw that in here into the electives. And in the electives right now, we've got the car dealership navigator, fingerprinting 101, EIDL and PPP, government contracts for notaries, how to become a woman-owned small business. All of these are considered to be electives. Okay, so that's how that would work. And then the woman-owned small business, when we walk through that week by week, the mastermind there, that actually has there were so many of them, I just pulled them into their own. So the bottom line is, when you're looking for something at Notary Nerds that we have done, your best bet is to log in, get to your library. Let me go back so you can see, log into your library, look for the NNU curriculum. It's gonna be put there. That's where you're gonna find the goings on at NNU. Now, don't forget this welcome. This welcome shouldn't take you 20 minutes more to finish. This is gonna give you the understanding of declaring a major and how to do that. And this is what happens at the sophomore and the junior and And what is the Notary Nerds Network? I'm not gonna sit here and read this part to you. You just do this on your own time. But a lot of the questions that you're gonna have are gonna be answered here. And I've got a couple of people who emailed me and said, hey, there's some questions, there's an assessment, I think it was this one. There's an assessment here, but the answers aren't there. Well, all the answers are right beneath the assessment. For instance, true or false, the biannual subscription payment costs $444. Well, let me scroll down and see. Biannual subscription, $185. Well, that's false. Okay, this was intentional. Every assessment in this welcome, you can find the answers right underneath if you read. If you don't, then it's gonna frustrate you because you're gonna go all around the moon looking for the answer, and it's right there underneath the assessment. Okay, so that's that. All right, so make sure you log in. Go to your library. NNU curriculum is where you want to be, okay? When you're looking for book club, which I'll add that grouping. When you're looking for notary meet and greets, right? You're going to click on that NNU curriculum. You're going to scroll down to the left and you're going to see those categories down here. The meet and greet is already there. Book club is forthcoming. Classes that we're going to be adding, like, you know, we're going to have the insurance lady that she's going to be coming. And then we've got business credit tomorrow. Well, that replay is going to be added to the electives section of the curriculum. So that's where you will go when we have specific classes that don't fall into one of our core curriculum. Okay. Any questions? Okay, cool. Well, I have some uploading of some stuff to do. I have to get the book club section developed and the replay for that uploaded. For those of you guys who were not able to join us on this past Saturday, we are in Think and Grow Rich. The original assignment was to read everything through chapter 3. I have since decided to walk it one chapter a week. So the only thing you have missed is chapter 1. I will upload that replay by close of business today. And this is my book, but you don't have to get one that looks like this if you haven't already. Just make sure it says Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. There is no edition listed. I already looked. I don't know what edition this is before you ask, okay? So we are doing a competition. We are creating a workbook for this. We are creating our own customized workbook. So the more aesthetically pleasing your workbook is, the more likelihood you will have at winning this prize that nobody knows what it is yet. The next meeting will be on Saturday. Now, let's talk about where you can find the Zoom links for certain things, okay? The Zoom links for, let's say the book club this Saturday. Where would I find that? Well, the book club doesn't really have a space in here. Maybe I should create one and always make sure the link is in here for you guys. Matter of fact, I will put that on my list of things to do. Any class that we're having, come here, like for the business credit class tomorrow, come here and look if you don't get the email. Come here in the electives. There will be a shell here built for that class and a Zoom link will be here, right? In addition to the fact that it'll be emailed to you. But just moving forward, I want to make sure it's very easy for everybody to get to the Zooms, because I don't want you guys to miss out on anything or feel like you're falling behind or anything like that. So moving forward for each class, there will be an opportunity for you to get the Zoom link here if you didn't get it via email. So that will happen for this Saturday with the book club, and it'll also happen for the meet and greets. I'll create a shell here for the class Zoom link. But they will also be emailed to the people who are subscribed, and we'll still make sure that we put those free ones into the Notary Nerds Facebook group in the event section too. So that's kind of how that will work. So Notary Nerds curriculum, that's where you want to look. This Saturday we'll be in chapter 2 of the Think and Grow Rich book. So go ahead and get caught up with that. And real quick before I go, I'm about to do another video on YouTube as soon as I get off of this one. And I need everybody, and I was telling Ms. Barbara, everybody needs to call their local schools today. If you can successfully complete this assessment, 5 steps to a flawless notarization, okay? If you can get through these 33 questions with no problem, then you should be doing general notary work at your local schools, okay? If you've already been doing general notary work, do you need to be doing this, what I'm talking about? What I mean is call your local schools. I want you to call and speak with the school secretary. You need to call all of the high schools. You need to call all of the middle schools, and you need to call all of the elementary schools, okay? You need to call them up and let them know that you are actually going to be available to do, whatever day a week in the cafeteria is convenient for them after school, that you would be happy to come and do notarizations for any permission slips that they have going out. There is fall, folks. This is a community, this is part of our community service as notaries, right? So no, you're not gonna get rich off of this, okay? And that's okay. But what you are gonna do is be providing an excellent service to the community. You're gonna be getting from behind these computers and off of these phones and getting out getting out, which is good. It's a great way to market. Make sure you got some business cards, or if you don't have a business card, which I think are antiquated, go ahead and create you a digital business card. Okay, go ahead and create you a digital business card real quick before you start doing this, okay? Because the school secretary, if you email her your digital card, she can probably send it out in the school newsletter, or she might even put it on the school's website, okay? But y'all will coordinate. You'll come out one day a week, and it's gonna have to be after school, because if something needs to be notarized, the parents are gonna need to know, oh, okay, it's in the cafeteria, we can go get it notarized for free, or I can do a special donation. And that's how you're gonna run it. You're either gonna do it for free, or you're gonna just do whatever they can afford to pay, okay? So that's how that will happen. Now, that's something that you wanna do as soon as you can. Every high school, every middle school, every elementary school in your zone, your school zone. Even if you don't have kids in school, you've got an elementary school, middle school, and high school somewhere nearby, okay? With that being said, is there any more questions before we end this impromptu training? Did this help everybody on a scale of 1 to 10? Give it to me in the chat. 0, no, this did not help me at all. 10 is yes, it helped me tremendously. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Awesome, awesome. Well, The assessment also for the Certified Notary Real Estate Assistant is about to be published. As soon as I do this video, I'm going to work on that. And for those of you guys at Notary University, that Certified Notary Real Estate Assistant training is available to you. I hope you are taking full advantage of it. I can't promise that in January, it won't be a standalone training. So anybody who has gotten started on it will be grandfathered in. If you're already in the midst of doing it, you don't have to worry about it ever going away. But I cannot promise you that it will always be a part of the Notary Nerd University curriculum. So go ahead and get started on that. And in doing so, every week you will get access to 2 modules. You're not going to be able to rush through this training because this is my training. This is my baby. Okay, I'm a real estate broker owner. I've owned my own real estate brokerage for 7 years, and this is my baby. Okay, so if I put my name on a certificate of what you can and can't do as far as supporting a real estate agent, and I certify you, then I'm going to make for damn sure that you know what you need to know. Okay, and that's not going to be rushed. So this is a 12-week. I'm giving you 10 plus years of tips and tricks and experience in 12 weeks. Okay, it really should be longer, but I'm gonna do it in 3 months because that's about the time you need to develop a pipeline in any business is 90 days. Okay, so that having been said, every week you're gonna get 2 modules. The first 2 modules have already been unlocked. It's all about the terminology. Okay, the first 2 modules have already been unlocked, right? So it's all about the terminology. There's a crossword puzzle, then there's a word search, and there's some things that you have to do. You don't have to turn those things in. You need to be keeping them in a nice little binder somewhere, okay? Because you will need to have them, but I don't need you to email them to me or anything like that. But a part of that 12-week process is an opportunity for 2 people to learn while they're earning. And what do I mean by that? I mean that as those modules are getting unlocked, and again, we're talking about something different now, right? Let me go back to my library so I can make sure that we're all on the same page. We're outside of the Notary Nerds curriculum, right? We're talking about the Certified Notary Real Estate Assistant training. That's outside of the Notary Nerds curriculum. This is a training, a certification program that I'm developing specifically for notaries who want to add this as a stream of revenue. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is on that, because as I am training notaries through this 12-week process that cannot be rushed, right? I am paying 2 each week. Those 2 that are selected will be selected based on their scores on the weekly assessments, okay? So what am I paying them to do? I'm paying them, remember I told you I own a real estate brokerage. Well, I'm paying them to do some of my marketing every week. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is with this certification. So every week I'm having 300 mail pieces sent out on behalf of my brokerage. What's going to happen inevitably, because I've been in sales for a while and all it is a numbers game, what is going to happen is my brokerage is going to get more listings. When my brokerage gets more listings, my real estate agents are going to make more money. When my real estate agents make more money, I am going to make more money. When I start to make more money, I am going to spend more money on this same marketing. Do you see what's happening? So ultimately, this Certified Notary Real Estate Assistant training is going to help you do this in your market for other realtors. But also, I'm gonna really be the biggest competition for every other real estate company, because I want you. I will pay you. As long as I got money coming in, I'm gonna keep paying this team of certified notary real estate assistants to get my training out. And not only that, I'm training them on how to provide support virtually for real estate agents. So basically what I'm in the beginning phases of is creating a self-serving situation where I can scale up to hundreds of agents over here. Why? Because I got all these certified notaries over here that are making it possible. But I don't want to just keep it to myself. So I am teaching you guys how to do it so that you can go create this whole thing for yourself in your market, right? I'm definitely about to turn it up in mine, right? So as you're going through this certified notary real estate assistant training, you are able to put yourself into position to earn a little bit of money as you're learning how to do this thing, right? And the thing that's going to differentiate you from every other transaction coordinator or virtual real estate assistant and all of this, that, and the third out there is a couple of things. One, the term notary, which we don't understand how much trust that conveys, because people can really easily hold us accountable with the Secretary of State. We've got E&O. Some of us even have a bond. There's just so many ways to hold us accountable. With a traditional transaction coordinator or whatever that's not incorporating that into their marketing, then guess what? That real estate agent really doesn't have really any assurances of anything. They can hire this person, but something could go wrong and there's not a whole lot they can do about it. But by adding that notary into the marketing, that's the key. Now that real estate agent can rest a little bit easier if something goes wrong, and it's going to be more likely to hire because of that. That's one of the unique selling propositions. The other difference that separates a traditional transaction coordinator from a certified notary is that you're going to be trained by a broker. Hello. And yes, things, there's state laws and state specificity when it comes down to the nuts and bolts of it. That's your realtor's responsibility to know. None of this is required. None of this, what I'm training you, requires a license. None of it is state specific. This is all, high level stuff, right? But the administration of which is going to help those realtors in your market get access to those listings that not everybody else is going to. So this training, again, is separate from the Notary Nerds University actual curriculum in your library, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew that it had an opportunity, an earning opportunity along with it. Everything I do at Notary Nerds University is going to be incentivizing you to move you forward in some way. That's what I have been sent to do. Move you forward in some way. And so when you look at it and it seems like it's a lot or whatever the case may be, just remember, if you're not needing to watch the video because you already know this stuff, don't sit and watch the video, okay? You just do the assessments. But if you are new and you don't know what you're doing, okay, then you need to watch the videos because there's no quick way for you to get the knowledge, okay? You got to take the time in order to learn, right? So that's it. Okay, let me go back and check the chat, see if there's anything else that I might have missed. And I think I got you guys all caught up. Okay, awesome. Perfect, everybody. Let me get out of here. I've got to go do a video about this, going to these schools. Make sure you guys get your schools called. I'm about to go live on YouTube. Talk to you later. Peace.